Hey, what's up guys? This is Church of Caboose, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to be a casual player and yet be able to two-tap anybody. We're going to be using the steady hand cannon, which is currently available inside of Iron Banner, and this is going to be the insane Warlock PvP build for casuals 2.0, because if you watch the first one, I managed to get some help and figured out how to actually record with the capture card without requiring internet, so the gameplay is going to be drastically better. So that's why I'm making this video again, because I wanted to give you guys better content so that you guys could see better proof that this actually works. So if you did see my last video, the card's right there, go ahead and skip to the timestamp on screen, because the information will be more or less the same, but the gameplay will be more proof that this actually works. There's going to be a little bit maybe of some new stuff, but otherwise, if you're not really cared about some details, skip to that timestamp. For everybody else, this is a build. You can be a casual player. All you have to do is get semi-used to using a 120 hand cannon and use this build, this loadout I'm going to tell you guys, and you will be set. I kid you guys not. You might be thinking this is Iron Banner, like it's just because of his power. Nope. It's been proven through the community that this hand cannon can two-tap people with the build I'm going to show you inside of things like quick play and comp, and this is going to be absolutely gnarly in trials. So if you were a casual player that just needs to land a couple of hits, this is going to be an amazing video for you guys as far as information goes. So let's go ahead and kick this off by, of course, doing the classic YouTube thing. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment down below, and if you want a clan on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, join the Discord link in the description box down below. Other ways to support the channel are also in the description box, but let's go ahead and start talking about this build. So we're going to kick it off with what the build actually is. For this build, you're going to be on a Warlock, and we're going to do bottom tree of the Arc subclass. So that way you get the Arc Soul. Your Rift is going to be an Empowering Rift. Your exotic armor is going to be Luna Faction Boots, because you get insane reload speed, which helps out with the steady hand cannon, as well as an increase to range and damage because of the Empowering Rift. And then as for your kinetic, you're going to want to have that steady hand cannon, and then for your special and heavy weapon, do whatever you want. However, I highly suggest using a shotgun in that special weapon slot, because this hand cannon, he's got range, boys. She's got range. Like, this thing is basically like if a scout rifle had a baby with a short bus and they met somewhere in the middle, because this thing does the damage of a bus, of a train, semi-truck, whatever. This thing slaps, and then it's got a range of almost like a scout rifle, so that's why I have that analogy of it being like a baby with a short bus and a train. So that's gonna be the loadout. You don't need a whole lot of range, so I feel like if you do this hand cannon plus a sniper rifle or a fusion rifle, you're kind of cutting out that really short range. But hey, you guys play how you want to. The main thing is you are going to be getting able to two-tap with the steady hand cannon if you use this Empowering Rift, Luna Faction Boots, and the Arc Soul. The Arc Soul will help you to clean up if you miss a shot, to help keep that enemy suppressed a little bit and feeling a little frantic. And then the Empowering Rift really gives you that ability to two-tap anybody. Now here's the slightly different information than before from that first video. It has been tested and proven by folks that, in general, anyone 4 resilience or less, this is a quick player comp where power level does not matter, will in fact get two-tapped. And if you have the Rift, you will two-tap anybody regardless of their resilience. So if the only exception to this could be something like Iron Banner if you're really underpowered, or something like Trials if you're really underpowered compared to your opponent. But like 99% of the time, like 99.9% of the time, you're going to be able to two-tap literally anybody. Like, the people that are higher power gotta be really like a lot higher power than you for this to not work. So what kinds of stuff should you look for on your steady hand cannon? So I'm going to show you my absolute favorite rule that I have. I'm actually close to 200 kills on this thing, and I've only had this weapon for like a day. So let me go ahead and just pull up the screenshots I have of my steady hand cannon so you guys can get an idea of what you want to go for. So this is my roll of the steady hand cannon, and I absolutely love it. But one of the beauties of this hand cannon that we'll get into more later is that it seems like rolls can be kind of preferential. But anyways, the two things you do want to for sure have are things like fast draw sight, the fast draw HCS. The reason I have that highlighted is because a lot of the sights look familiar and the same, so it's kind of like I want to make this a little bit easier for you guys to be able to see what it's called. So we got the fast draw hand cannon sight. Then you want to always have ricochet rounds. This is according to YouTubers such as Fallout Plays and Cool Guys. Then I have on this roll Killing Wind, which gives you things like increased handling, range, reload, that sort of thing with each kill, and Snapshot Sights, which makes it where you aim down sight basically instantaneously, plus a stability masterwork. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what about range? I did some digging. Turns out range on this hand cannon, especially if you use this Lunafaction boots, because empowering grips boost your range, is not really needed. It's already got really high base stat range, and so adding much to that is not necessary. But having something like stability has apparently been proven to be a very top tier PvP masterwork to have for this hand cannon. So if you guys are trying to hunt down these different rolls, I would suggest going for what I have here on screen. Fast draw, ricochet rounds, killing wind, and snapshot sights. Now it's worth noting that it is possible to get rolls such as quick draw and snapshot sights, so we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about rolls and this hand cannon in general, in my opinion. Alright, so for rolls on this hand cannon, as always, go to d2checklist.com to observe and see what your hand cannon looks like when stacked up to what the community has deemed as being the best. You just go to that website and there'll be perks that have like cross swords next to them. That means they're PvP rolls, and you'll have perks that have like the strike symbol, which means they are PvE perks. So you just look and you just see how does your perks stack up. If you got a lot of swords crossed and you got some gold like colored swords, you probably got a really top tier rolled steady hand cannon. I do want to point out though, from my looking on videos and things of that nature about this hand cannon, it seems like the rolls are super preferential about what works best for you. Now, the things like the sights, because 4 out of the 6 of the sights that roll are preferred over all of them. So like the sights and ricochet rounds are pretty much universal, like you must have those for PvP. For the other perks in the 3rd and 4th column, it seems like it's up to the individual. So for me, Killing Wind, Snapshot Sight, I absolutely love, and it's working incredibly well for me. But for someone else, they might want to have Zen Moment or Mulligan. It's like Mulligan, if you miss a shot out of your 8 rounds, you got a pretty good chance that shot will return to your magazine, which is rather useful if you are someone that can't run fast reloads or just doesn't want this thing to reload. And it is possible to get this as quick draw and snapshot sights, so if you love switching back and forth between shotguns and whatever your special is really quickly, that would probably be an incredibly good roll for your playstyle. So the key is, check out those sights, make sure it's a good sight. I would suggest that quick draw one that I showed you guys at the beginning, and then ricochet rounds. Now, as far as the ease of use for this hand cannon, I find it incredibly easy to use. This thing aims for the head like none other, which makes this a really efficient weapon. So if you're doing this 2-tap build, I don't have like a timer that's efficient enough, but I would not be surprised if it's like a 0.5 to a 0.6 time to kill when you're in that 2-tap setup. And the rest of the time is probably closer to like a 0.7, 0.8, which is on par with most weapons in general inside of Destiny 2 right now. So this weapon is going to be something you want to get used to using. If you're used to hand cannons, it's not a big deal. The recoil is incredibly vertical, but if you're not at all used to hand cannons, there is a lot of recoil, and it'll take a little bit to get used to it, but once you do, oh my god, you'll probably be like, have so much fun. Like, I found myself giggling like a schoolgirl, having so much fun, because occasionally, inside of Iron Banner, I was one-tapping somebody. Like, if they were low enough power below me, or if they had like a little chunk taken off of their shield, one shot, boom, done. And it was so much fun. And then inside the powering rift, running around as a team, this is an amazing team shooting weapon. I would imagine people are going to have an easier time getting wins like for rounds inside of comp and trials with this weapon, just because if you run it as a team, you can like absolute somebody with 2 shots, even if they're both to the body, and that's going to really help when you're doing all that team shooting stuff. So this is going to be an incredible option to have inside of your arsenal. So how do you actually farm to get this weapon and to have as many different roles available to you as possible? To farm for the steady hand cannon, all you got to do is turn those tokens into Lord Saladin. For some reason, you don't seem to get a whole lot of these hand cannons to drop as rewards for completing matches, so just hang on to those tokens, turn them all in before that week of Iron Banner is up, and you'll get your rolls. It's worth noting that this is perhaps going to be around for the whole year of Beyond Light, so if you feel like, oh no, I'm watching this and there's maybe only a day left in this week of the Iron Banner, don't worry, you'll have more seasons of Iron Banner to come, and it'll be just fine. Usually there's about one a month, so I would imagine we'll have one sometime like the middle, end of January. So don't worry, your time will come. But just keep this in mind and realize, don't sleep on Iron Banner, because you never know how much stuff will drop that'll actually be super useful, even though Iron Banner is a pain in the ass to play, especially if you are solo queuing. So now the rest of this video is going to be gameplay from my best game yet, 15 KD. I died only once, and it was to a super at the very end, and it bums me out because I thought I was going to have a flawless game, and I was pretty excited, but oh well, shit happens. So make sure you guys watch that footage. I think that there's a lot of proof of the 2-tapping and the effectiveness of this Warlock build inside of that video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video, and comment down below. I really want to know if this is helpful to you guys, and if you would like to see more content like this. Otherwise, I have been Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.
Use everything in your power. Fight and prevail. Iron Banner captures zone C. Let's stay in love.